LeBron James, what did you make of the whole LeBron back in Cleveland experience? What did you make of it all?
I mean, I think it was cool. I think him really hamming it up a little bit. LeBron's a corny ass dude, and at the end of the day, like that's who he is. And I think the corniness goes along with Cleveland fans because he can just kind of nostalgia's potent. It's a really effective thing. I think obviously people want to ask him how he feels about this Lakers season. I think people are like looking at, oh, the Cavs are doing really good this year. Is LeBron going to leave? Folks, he's got 2 years left on his contract. I think it's a little fruitless right now to like fully speculate on what the future holds for him. I think he double, even tripled down on his stance of wanting to play with Bronny or Bronald, depending on which name he goes with. But at this point, it was fun to have him back. Like, arguably the greatest basketball player of my lifetime or of all time, depending on who you ask, is playing back in Northeast Ohio. And like I said, he handed up a lot. I think him beating on his chest and roaring to the crowd during All-Star intros and doing the chalk toss and doing all the little things like that and throwing some lob passes like Jared Allen and just kind of like really showing up just in general was fun. Like, I think even if you dislike Steph Curry or even if you dislike LeBron James, those two being on the floor Sunday night during the All-Star game made the event so worthwhile because you're watching Steph bomb stuff and LeBron just go doing LeBron things and just having fun out there in a glorified scrimmage. Like, this was perfect, and I think Cleveland fans ate it up. I think it's fair to speculate on maybe what the future holds for him, but I think I'm just gonna kind of wait and see what it actually holds for him. But it was cool. I don't know. It was cool to see him back in town. It was like I was talking to you about it prior to the game, but I was just kind of walking through the concourse a little bit prior to the start of All-Star, and the NBA was selling both colorways for every player, and you saw a lot of LeBron 6 All-Star jerseys. There's a lot of kids wearing them too, which I thought was really cool. So it's just like, I don't know. He's always going to be a popular athlete here no matter what, and I think people just kind of showing out and cheering and celebrating the best athlete not named Jim Brown to kind of play professionally in Cleveland is just nice to see. And like, there's no animosity or hard feelings just after he left for Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean the flirting is with the city is very funny. Like I find the whole thing to just be like funny. Like I think
Dude,
thing.
it's LeBron being LeBron.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that, but I find it just like entertaining. I find how much people want to talk about it to be really interesting. I find the just the vibes around him here just feel a little bit different. Like the pop he got, I mean, I think if we're like looking at like Sunday night in particular, and it makes sense. Like I think the Garland and Allen got huge ovations. LeBron also got one, and then I think MJ and the late great Kobe Bryant, when he was announced, got one. LeBron is just sort of this figure that you kind of can't help but observe him in this environment, and like what's going on at the Lakers, everything he said about like Bronny and about Sam Presti and about like what's going on at the Lakers right now during his media availability, just like it just adds to it. It just adds to it. Yeah. But then he's in town and like we're gonna do some version of this again, I'm sure, in a short order.
This is a topic that we will discuss probably a few times.
Yeah, and like I don't think it is. I think the most important thing you said was that I think that this is something that like it is not. There is so much, and I think this is just my ultimate take on it, and it's hard for me to go beyond this because my brain does not work in speculation mode. My brain works in like, what can we look at? What can we analyze? What can we like do? Look at this concrete right now. Where LeBron James is at right now is that he has this year, next year in his contract. He's nearing the end of his career. He said pretty cleanly that like he wants to play his last year with Bronny. Now that assumes that like the league rules will change, that like Bronny will be able to get to the league in that fashion. Like there's a lot of hoops. I would encourage people to go read. There's a Brian Windhorst thing that
not just bad, but we don't know what kind of play Bronny's going to be either.
Evan, that's what I literally just said that. Literally just said that. He's a top 30 prospect in his class. That's not like historically like get you to the league kind of situation. Like, and Brian Windhorst wrote about this today. He kind of touched around it, but I think I think that has been danced around in this discourse a little bit because like we just don't know how good Bronny's going to be. He has offers and he's a 4-star prospect, but like We don't. I don't know what this looks like in a year or two, right? We don't know if the rules are going to change to accommodate this kind of thing for him to go to the league, and like if LeBron's going to like stick out another year. But again, there's so much time that can happen. Like there is so
Mhm.
much time between now and much less like the end of this season and what happen with the Lakers and the Cavs now to the end of next season, that like we just need to see how this is all going to just play out. It's just like there's so much that is going to happen. There's so much that is going to change, and there's so much that is going to develop. Like the Cavs realistically could like they're gonna be in a different spot they are right now. Like the world around them will change in the next year and a half, much less what is gonna happen with LeBron. Like there's just like a lot. And like I honestly, the only LeBron comment that like I think have like thought about the most is that he said they should come back for the 100th anniversary, and I think that's correct. The 100th, when they do 100 greatest players in 25 years when we're in our 50s, they should do it in Cleveland again.